Thank you War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Even though all great things must come to an end, some are more unfortunate than others. The Brawlhalla player Luna had an unexpected rise in skill that was being received terribly. Seen as undeserved and lacking any fundamentals, this only further made Luna want to prove the practice he put in was why he was successful. Naturally, deciding the best way to do this would be by becoming Brawlhalla's undisputed greatest player. Not really choosing the easiest route, as unfortunately Luna ranked all the way down at number 28. Just barely making the cut for the end of the year World Championship, which was invite only as it was online. And even better, Luna had never even made it to the coveted top 8 of a tournament. So just being honest, as the totally unbiased source that I am, the odds weren't really in his favor. Now, even if Luna did somehow win BCX, Brawlhalla's World Championship, which I'm not really sure why that's the name, that still wouldn't really be enough to prove him as the greatest, but it would be a good start. However, just comparing Luna's stat line to his first opponent, it already looked like he stood no chance.
Luna in general has been, the stats don't tell the story for Luna.
Foda is most likely referencing Luna's success in the 2v2 side of Brawlhalla, as these modes are ranked separately.
Beautiful pick up there and the weapon toss to finish it up. Luna is so good.
Unfortunately, at the time, his skills didn't seem to transfer too much when it came to one-on-one matches. Besides one oddly entertaining part, when watching Luna play, regardless of the game mode, his playstyle could almost always be summarized as being relentlessly aggressive towards his opponents.
Oh, wait a second!
My gosh.
He might be able to make it back.
The weapon toss miss.
Returning to the stage, here's Luna's opportunity, and well, he gets a hit, but wrong direction, and it doesn't matter.
Good clean.
On top of Luna's already aggressive playstyle was his character choice of Teros, a ridiculously strong and brute-like character that was synonymous with being unskillful, with anyone playing him viewed to be just as thoughtless. Sometimes Luna did not really help against these accusations. However, Luna would totally embrace the strengths of this character. Teros was originally designed to be a heavier hitting and slower attacking legend with 2 heavy weapons, but instead Luna opted to attack as much as possible, especially when trying to follow up on previous landed attacks with some rather experimental looking reads. He also used that pressure of attacking to force his opponents into some uncomfortable reactions. This is something that works surprisingly well. By the end of game 1, Pugsy is already so conditioned to fear Luna, all Luna has to do is jump off the stage to force Pugsy into dodging, and then with no options left, he falls to his death.
Luna just stood there and let him play himself. He took a bit of a...
Oh!
Okay, could be, yes! Luna wins the set 3-0 over Pugsy, a clean sweep.
I'll be the first to admit it. I'm not the biggest Teros fan either, and if you see something saying otherwise, it's probably a lie. One thing I wouldn't lie about is Luna's aggressive habits and character choice is only a part of the picture. Prior to BCX, Luna had been engaging in an unusual practice method. He would spar another player named Java in what are called money matches.
This nigga just lost $800. Y'all do realize Sandstorm just lost $800, bro.
The idea is that when betting your own money against another player, it would force you to try so much more than simply grinding ranked. But this was not a very typical thing. Ranked at a certain point to these top players can cease to be challenging, considering that the highest rank in the game starts at 2,000 ELO, and the top players can sometimes be seen as high as 3,000 ELO. Not only does it become harder for them to have motivation to keep pushing ranked, but the game simply starts to break and can't find them opponents equal of their own skill. Money matching solves this problem. And before I forget, Java was not just someone willing to put up money against Luna, he was one of the top prospects to win this tournament.
Sandstorm has never won a game in tournament against Java.
Yeah.
Not even a single one. And that's not just because they've never met in tournament.
Java had a remarkable vision for how to handle opponents off stage, and during this time he's in the prime of his career playing in BCX. However, even Java, despite how good he was, would never go on to win a singles tournament. Java would be a key part in helping Luna improve so rapidly prior to BCX, transforming him as a player before his ranking could really reflect this.
Snowy, I feel like, is going to be very good against the kind of playstyle that Luna's bringing to the table with the Gurugak.
Luna, don't be looking that hot.
So then Snowy is leading with the range. Luna, here's the recovery. Oh, he spikes him down.
Oh, that's insane. So many moving parts on it. Recovery almost the backside of that one.
Oh, wow.
And yet, we could see like a minute and a half stock coming
in unless something crazy happens
Like that.
But if we're looking at any of the rest of the context of this set, there is...
While Luna had been shocking so many with his success, progressing even further into the bracket brought its problems. Some really big problems. The player Sandstorm was not only ranked number 1 headed into this tournament, but for the last 3 years he has won BCX. The fashion in which he played also made him a fan favorite. Sandstorm took pride in stringing together his attacks read after read far beyond what was sometimes necessary to take a stock from his opponent. These dominant displays of force made spectators act very odd and a little rabid. Watching his games felt like being in a coliseum where people just wanted to watch the other player be obliterated. Game 1 didn't really go as expected. It was actually closer than most thought it would be, and in Game 3, Luna would pull ahead.
A vertical initiation, that 45-degree, nice
On the
interruption.
stage. Oh, Luna, it's looking like they're going to take this one at this rate. So many Siders are connecting, but oh, they got stuck on the platform.
Yo.
Just kidding. Sider, weapon throw.
Winning a singular match, especially after having to stop the momentum of Sandstorm winning 2 games in a row, was no small feat. Sandstorm would win the set in the following match, but once again the stocks came down 1-1. Unfortunately, this does send Luna into the loser's bracket, but not without making the message clear.
It is such an impressive run from Luna. I mean, the
it's-
head-to-head, we don't have it right now. It's PR1 versus, what was it, 28? But man, Luna, what an amazing run. And it's not even over yet. They're still
Still
top
got losers
5
bracket.
in lower bracket. Yeah, wow.
Luna was clearly no ordinary breakout player at this point, and he could hold his own with the best. This would make Luna's next win over Ethan slightly less notable. Despite it going to Game 5, Luna once again literally winning with his own presence scaring another player to their death. Moving one more step further in the bracket, Luna's next opponent would be...
And then me and Java ended up fighting. He 3-0'd me. So, you know, he got the best of me for sure. And obviously went on to beat Sandstorm. So I was nearing a point where it was like, I knew my practice wasn't enough to win.
He drops the recovery. My gosh, he steered too far to the left. He couldn't pick it up. Stop side air.
He goes off screen.
Oh!
No recovery. Bouncing, and Cody Travis is going to be the North American Brawlhalla World Champion.
A quick word from our sponsor. War Thunder is the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made and is now available for free on PC, consoles, and mobile devices. Take command of over 2,500 tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships of 10 major nations, ranging from biplanes and armored cars of the 1920s to the fighter jets and main battle tanks of today. Immerse yourself in the intense combat of War Thunder like I have for the past 752 hours of my total playing time. The game has incredibly detailed vehicles, realistic graphics, and authentic sound effects that place you right in the helm of the most powerful war machines of our time. Join a worldwide community of over 70 million players and epic PvP battles today and delve into the breathtaking experience that is War Thunder. With an unmatched wealth of high quality content to discover, there's simply no game better suited for fans of military history. War Thunder also features a comprehensive customization symbol with countless camouflages, historical markings, and decorations for all types of vehicles, including community created ones. Play War Thunder now for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, or mobile devices. Use my links in the pinned comment or video description to sign up. New players and those who haven't played in 6 months will also receive a massive bonus pack on PC or consoles that includes multiple premium vehicles, the exclusive vehicle decorator Eagle of Valor, 100,000 Silver Lions, and 7 days of premium account. Availability for a limited time only, so don't miss it. Well damn, it wasn't Luna, Sandstorm, or Java, but Cody Travis, a player with the Total Drama Island clan as his tag. This BCX win would actually be so detrimental to Cody's career, causing it to end early, as he believed he had won that year with hardly any practice, and was at a loss to what made that day so different. Never being able to recapture that flow state again, he ceased to be a top competitor for much longer. During the off time between seasons, players usually take a dip in activity, as the tournaments are no longer there to work towards. However, you could find Luna everywhere.
Luna's not gonna lose. I hope you don't lose. I did this for him.
Where competition lacked, he made it happen, as his new game's notoriety opened up the floodgates for potential money matches. To fight a BCX finalist was a large attraction, but what made it even bigger was the compounding snowball effect that was Luna winning again, and again, and again, and again, all of this paired with the animated host known as Darkghoul. He's now, permanently banned, but this truly took Luna to the next level. Entering the Winter Championship, Luna had almost transformed into a new player. He had a much bigger flair for the dramatics, confident enough to call out players for complaining, and hardly cared what anyone had to say about his own character choice. But perhaps the biggest difference was during Luna's Winter Championship match against Sandstorm. Luna and his bracket so far had already taken a loss to Snowy, but would continue in the loser's side of the bracket. This is where he would run into Sandstorm, as they are both competing to see who would make it to Grand Finals from the loser's side. Those who had been paying attention to the money matches were probably the only ones prepared for how this might go.
Third place.
Off the weapon.
Oh my God! The
Luna.
sauce! He's falling with.
After losing only the first match, you can hear the commentators are in shock at just how much control Luna has over the game. Repeated exchanges of Luna essentially styling on the game's best player was the most revealing towards how much he improved during that offseason. He would even go as far to win the game by flipping what looked like an unwinnable interaction into him completely embarrassing Sandstorm.
Live on this second stock, dodges that. The weapon toss! He got the down air into the weapon toss finish!
No way!
An incredible performance from Luna, never stopping!
As you can imagine, this left the people of the kingdom a little sad to watch their king get slain. Luna would end up getting second in the Winter Championship to Snowy, but he would go on to win in the doubles side of things, where perhaps the single most impactful part of this tournament for Luna had occurred. Pugsy, Luna's teammate, riding the high of their recent successes, claimed Luna beating Sandstorm would be the reason why the game's most cheered for player would end up quitting. This would have devastating effects on the already high expectations towards Luna. Not only did he make the apparent favorited player somehow quit the game, but he did it on the community's less admirable choice of character, being Teros. It's theorized Mordex is the most popular in all of Brawlhalla purely off of what Sandstorm displayed as possible with the legend. Now, just being honest, this is only partially true, but Mordex is also a ridiculously good character, especially when it comes to competitive. Not only does Mordex have access to Scythe, a weapon that can use active inputs to redirect your opponent mid-attack, but he also holds a solid stat line of good attack, defense, and movement speed. Plus, let's not forget about Mordex's signatures. One of them includes literally picking up your opponent and being able to choose the active input option of throwing them into the abyss. I will admit, every time they make you want to hate him, Brawlhalla will throw you a bone. After they gave Mordex that Tylon crossover, shamefully I'll admit, they got me with that one. Mordex is now one of my most played legends. Luna is now steadily working his way higher and higher in the power ranking list, sitting only 5 spots away from rank 1, and there are plenty more major tournaments for him to enter, such as Omen Oasis. It's the first tournament we can spot Luna finally winning, where only after 2 years of competing, Luna is now a major championship winner, but of course, it's not without its fair share of mourning. It appears our villagers are once again upset with a mixture of Teros complaints and the sad realization that Brawlhalla's previous top player will not be stopping Luna anytime soon. Ironically, in the Spring Championship just a few more weeks later, playing a mixture of Mordex and Teros, where he has so far been undefeated this tournament. Winning the Spring Championship would earn him the title as the #1 player in North America, and he's not even playing his main legend the whole time. To truly give a perspective on how far ahead Luna was of his competition at this time, we must look at the Spring Championship Grand Finals.
Grand Finals of Spring Championships 2022. What could be an amazing story for JetBean or another big W for Luna.
Luna would boldly go the character Jiro, a rather technical Scythe legend that possesses little damage and defense, being quite the opposite of Teros and Mordex. A lot of spectators are confused, as this seems like Luna is throwing away his chances of winning, but this only shows you how convinced at the time the community truly believed Luna was carried by his choice of legend. Even if he wasn't, why would he then risk thousands of dollars to prove this point? Well, for Luna, it always came back to pressure, and achieving rank 1 on Jiro would be all the pressure he needed to win these next few matches.
As a pretty solid lead, and that gets the wall front. Luna gets KO. I actually just hurt my foot stomping on the floor because I wanted that to finish so bad. But one out in the center, so JetBean's got to be very careful about how he navigates it. He gets hit. Look for the recovery, anything to close it out, and the recovery will do it! And Luna is your Spring Champion 2022.
Luna's achievement of rank 1 on the North American ladder felt underwhelming. His final victory would be over the 26th ranked player in North America, who much like Luna not too long ago was having a breakout run. While you could view Luna as playing Jiro to prove he didn't need Teros to win, it could just as easily be seen that his opponent was not something he took seriously. Knowing he could win when he wanted to by swapping legends, something he actually did to multiple people that tournament, it was starting to look grim for Luna's chances of proving he could be the greatest.
And with all that said, let's look at the North American invites for the mid-season championship. I'm so used to saying spring championship.
The announcement of the mid-season invitational couldn't have been better news for Luna. MSI was a way for the best players around the world to be flown in after having 2 years of online competition. Luna would of course be in the front of the line for North America, but he actually wasn't really what too many people were looking forward to see. There was another player who went by the name Godly, who in Europe was taking over.
Godly comes out on top. We have a brand new EU 1v1 champion.
Not only was his track record this year better than Luna's, but he was undefeated. Since the two successes of the players coincided at the same time, many would draw comparisons between them, proposing Luna's only equal may be Godly.
Downlight, he could definitely get a knockout off of downlight. He's looking for it. Godly is just not even touching the floor. And that's it. Godly on the reset, winning. Right, the next available person in this list. So if any one of these 13 players can't make it, say Swada can't make it or something, then WaveGod gets invited.
WaveGod was only one cut away, so seeing him at the tournament means one of the top 13 players couldn't make it. Godly wouldn't be at MSI due to visa issues, which meant Luna really shouldn't struggle with winning the competition, which everyone attending pretty much knew.
Serious answers only.
Serious, Luna's gonna win.
Luna's on his game. I'll pick it up.
Luna?
I think Luna.
Who do you think is gonna win one on Sunday? Luna. Who do they think is gonna win the one tournament? And almost everybody believes. Yeah. How do you feel about that? Do you think they're right?
Yeah, they are right. Of course they're right.
For Luna to win MSI, it was more or less expected, especially without Godly being there. But there was one other thing. Despite Luna claiming this odd hand motion was due to sweat, it became very apparent in Grand Finals something was off.
We're still seeing Luna shaking his hand.
Luna would face Megdi in Grand Finals. You can find this guy's random ass video explaining how it went, but essentially Megdi is the pinnacle of passive play, and Luna served quite the opposite. It's possible that this egregiously long Grand Finals set is what kicked off Luna's hand pains. In the following major championship, Luna would also have his worst performance in a while, not even making it to the top 8. The player Radish would win the summer championship, which was seen as somewhat of a fluke. For any time Radish would try to win a championship while Luna was still on top, he would lose. This dip, however, in Luna's performance was soon overlooked, as not only would he win the autumn major in the next month, but everyone had their eyes on something bigger, BCX 2022. It's still to this day the game's most anticipated ever world championship, and this time everyone would be there. Luna finally had a chance to prove he really was the greatest in the world.
And you know that down tick is going to be available anytime.
The recovery's there.
He's at the top of the screen, and Paula takes out Luna and sends it to the loser's bracket in 3-1 fashion.
On the biggest stage of his career, Luna would be hit with his first loss from Impala. As he descends into the loser's bracket, you could only imagine his thoughts losing in such an unexpected upset. The only thing potentially worse would then be losing to Godly at BCX. Losing to Godly would hurt the credibility of winning MSI, which he wasn't able to attend. Finally getting to see the two face off, it's gone to a nail-biting Game 5. Luna is still playing to his strengths as he always has been, trying to use pressure and force his opponents into uncomfortable decisions. He looks to pressure Godly with aggressive movement and a weapon throw in hopes that Godly would jump, except for this time, it didn't work.
Downline recovery. You hold on. Godly wins it in game number 5.
Bro, I'm gonna cry just looking at the heartbreak of Luna. He's so sad. He had so much pressure on him.
Where you may see other top players make excuses while in anger, there was one thing Luna did not do. Despite the opinion on his character picks, the voices of other top players trying to put him down, and the greatest achievement of his career being seen as expected, Luna would not make any excuses. Instead, he would return in a very different way. After all this time of being the accused bad change to the game, Luna would embrace this role as the depicted villain. Luna's choice of character would swap to Lucian, a much faster and decisive legend that rewarded winning multiple interactions to earn his knockouts. Fittingly, Lucian in his lore is just a highwayman that robs people. Not that Luna does that, but it just helps the image. In his debut tournament with Lucian, it has brought him all the way to Game 5 against Impala. The stakes are whoever wins the match gets invited to the Winter Royale, where once again all the best players are flown out to compete, that is, of course, if they place high enough online first. Despite Impala building up a full stock lead, Luna remains relentless towards the end of the game, going for some ridiculous attempts of knockouts at times but ultimately winning the match. This would earn him an invite to the Winter Royale. At the Royale, Luna would go on a tear, taking down the best player from South America, then defeating Godly, and ultimately we find Radish in the Grand Finals, which you already know what that means.
Seen him throw games off
There
the
we
back
go.
of 6, but it's a down line into the recovery, and Luna
to throw out.
side
Just a
six.
little bit of damage.
Still wants the blaster, still wants the Radish's stock. Still adding up the damage.
Oh!
Same direction of his attack. See if he switches it up.
Next time, daylight side.
The impressive wins, including the one over Godly and once again winning in an in-person major, are great, but something feels different. Brawlhalla's supposed villain is then invited to the commentary desk.
Yeah, I feel like all that pressure made me play at my best.
Wow, what a true king himself saying that you need the pressure.
For the first time, it feels like a victory of Luna's is celebrated all around. However, even at the Royale, the blaring issue of Luna's hands can still be seen, looking like he needed to repeatedly thrash his hands around after each match. With Luna winning the Royale, it felt like it kicked off an intensely competitive era, and perhaps the only thing left between Luna and being recognized as the greatest was the fact that he had yet to beat Impala at a LAN tournament after losing to him in BCX. During that year's Dallas Major, the chance for this to finally happen felt like receiving a gift. One last vindication for Luna.
In the elimination finals, winner of this goes on to challenge U's. Loser of this is done, going home with a bronze medal here at DreamHack Dallas. Luna at the nair, so Luna's able to hit the side air.
Luna doing a fantastic job of bringing this one back.
Oh!
Big left side. Oh, it still was able to grab the weapon. That was a grab.
He still touches. It's the down. Fast fall there. Grab. He takes it to game 5.
Luna sticking with the blasters. Strips the field. That side air turns Luna red. It's gonna come down to the last hit.
Down sig, just trying to put some space out. There's the down line. There's the recovery. Luna's done it. He's knocked Impala out.
Luna would win over Impala, but he actually wouldn't go on to win in Grand Finals. Following Dallas, South America can be seen winning their first major, and shortly afterwards, so would Godly for Europe. The pressure and passion Luna brought to that year transformed it entirely. It would only unfortunately be a few months later, his hands would totally give out, and he was never quite the same. There's many times you could debate Luna as being the greatest player in the world, and it was unfortunate at times we couldn't have seen it sooner with how much he brought to the game he competed in. But maybe because of him, Brawlhalla's next greatest player will be viewed as an exciting change. And thank you to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to play it for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, or mobile now by using my links in the pinned comment or video description. New and returning players that haven't played in 6 months will also receive a massive bonus pack across PC and consoles, including multiple premium vehicles and other goodies. Available for a limited time only, so make sure not to miss it.